Joining us for more on this is SABC News reporter Katlego Legodi, who's at Lanseria Airport to bring us the very latest. Good afternoon, Katlego. Just share with us how it's looking today there at the airport.
A very good afternoon to you, Fundo, and to our viewers at home. You're right. Today, you find us at the Lanseria International Airport, and this is where we're still tracking a really impact of the FlySafair Strike, moving from yesterday to day 2. And I must say, when we walked into this airport earlier on, you could tell that there is something a bit different, yeah? And this is because we were told that there were some flights that were cancelled, moving from yesterday into today. Remember that FlySafair as well announcing yesterday that they have cancelled or grounded about 26 of those flights. Some of those flights would be from Lanseria International Airport, and this airport, Mfundo, is the only airport whereby you only find a FlySafair operating, so it's bound to be affected in terms of their operations, looking at the fact that the FlySafair is the only airline that is operating here. So we were speaking earlier on to some commuters that were also still confused about the developments around the strike, and most of them are just calling for these two parties to find each other. Another couple earlier on just talking about how they were affected and had to sleep over in Johannesburg overnight, moving from Hartebees, and they are now looking at connecting, moving into Cape Town, connecting so they can go to George. So it's another issue for them. But I'm going to bring into the conversation with us this afternoon, Mfundo, the CEO of Lanseria Airport, this being Mr. Rampa Rammopo, who'll just give us a sense of the issues that you've experienced since the announcement of this strike action. I know that FlySafair were downplaying this from last week, just talking about contingency measures in place. But yesterday we saw that indeed the grounding of those flights have affected operations at some of these airports. Let's get a sense of how you were affected as Lanseria, looking at the fact that FlySafair is the only airline that operates here. Welcome.
Yeah, Katla, it's been a tough day in the office, I must say. Yesterday we had SAFAir announcing that they will actually be cancelling on our side about 6 flights that happened. We normally handle 30 flights a day on average with FlySafair, and yesterday we had 6 flights, and they advised us last night as well that there will be another 1 or 2 flights that will be cancelled today. So it's been quite an interesting day, I must say. SAFAir has been very proactive as well. They've been informing us on an annual basis in terms of the changes that will take place. They have also been informing their customers. I guess yesterday was a little bit difficult because they have not been able to reach out to most of their customers, and some of them actually came to the airport without knowing that the flights were cancelled. But we were able to manage that in terms of the contingency plans that were in place in conjunction with SAFAir, and we managed to rebook some of those passengers onto the flights that were operating at the time.
Do you get a sense, though, that from yesterday going into today, there were some people that decided not to come through? Because earlier on when we walked here, the check-in shelves were empty, so it didn't look like you're operating normally or busy. So one wonders as to could that be people having decided to stay away and not travel, just gauging the mood of these talks between the two parties? Maybe give us a sense of the difference that you're picking up as well due to the strike action.
I think the communication from SAFAir since yesterday has been quite good. So people actually got the message. And I think that some of them decided to postpone their trips. Some of them decided, especially from Lanseria, to go and catch flights out of OR time as well. So it's a combination of factors, but it's for me, it's more about people actually managing their travel arrangements such that they're not inconvenienced, as we saw yesterday.
Economically, we know very well that there are going to be those losses due to even one flight cancelled. It's too many, and you guys are a private airport. Maybe just give us a sense of how this, if it continues into 2 weeks, will tend to affect your bottom line, but also at the same time, do we see you maybe putting up measures in place to try counter the losses that will come from this strike action?
Obviously, we're monitoring the situation. I'm encouraged by the reports and feedback from SAFAir that they are engaging with the striking workers. Tomorrow, I think there's a meeting at the CCMA. So hopefully there will be some resolution to this matter. It will definitely impact our bottom line. And SAFAir, as you said, is the only airline operator from Lanseria. We do 30 flights out of the number of flights that they operate countrywide. And at the moment, we're talking between 20 and 30% of our commercial air passenger services that's not operating, which is a big chunk of our business. Definitely going to have an impact. We probably will make a decision by the end of the week, depending on what goes on and the results or the outcome of the discussions tomorrow. And if it's going to be prolonged, we'll obviously have to implement some of the measures. I think we learned from COVID. In fact, when I was watching the flight board this morning, it just reminded me of the time when we had the lockdowns during COVID, that these were the numbers that we were handling at the time. It's not looking good, and we hope that it will be speedily resolved by SAFAir and all the interested stakeholders.
And this coming through at the same time when you are trying to revamp this place. I mean, it does look like you're moving into just ensuring that you work on the infrastructure. Just give us a sense before we let you go of some of the issues that you've been working on in trying to turn this airline into a world-class airline. Airport.
Absolutely. I mean, we obviously are continuing with our smart airport journey. You were here last time when we were launching our tap and fly system. We also promised our customers that we are going to revamp our arrival stairs, and I'm happy to report that the first phase of that has been implemented. We opened the escalators and the new staircase last week Friday, and the developments in terms of our capital plan are going well as well. So we did announce about 2 weeks ago about some of the capital projects, for example, cargo precinct, MRO precinct, FBO for the charter market, and also our rehab program, and as it relates to our hangar facilities. So it's going well, and we are excited about the next 5 years. I mean, over and above us looking at increasing the passenger throughput here from the current 2 million to about 6 million in 2030. We are looking at definitely entering into other sectors of the market, and it's looking good for the next 3 to 5 years.
Awesome. Mr. Rampa Rammopo, thank you very much, sir, for giving us your time, the CEO of Lanseria International Airport, and you do get a sense that they are working hard to ensure that they turn this airport around, and hopefully this strike action by FlySafair doesn't come through to hamper some of the plans that they have in place. We'll continue monitoring all of these developments here, but I can say to you without a shadow of doubt, Mfundo, that is not business as usual as we see this strike action continuing, and tomorrow the two parties will be meeting under the facilitation of the CCMA.
All right. Katlego, thank you very much for that reportage. That's SABC News economics reporter Katlego Legodi. They're monitoring day 2 of that FlySafair protest by pilots.